Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to something I like to call the ggClassic preview. My name is Optimus Tom, and in this video I'm going to be going over the groups and each individual team in the LeagueCraft ggClassic 2, sponsored by Arcade. So ladies and gentlemen, sit back, kick back, and get ready to have an awesome preview into this weekend's and next weekend's festivities. As we pull up our groups, we can see already that there are very interesting, awesome teams in here. Group A, Absolute Legends North America, Team Dynamic, Curse North America, TSM Evo, CLG EU, and Legion making up Group A. Whereas on Group B, we have 4 Not Fire, MTWNA, the Taipei Assassins, Orbit Gaming, CLG Prime, and CLG Black. Unfortunately, not making an appearance in the ggClassic this time around, our last ggClassic champions, Team Solo Middle. So we'll have to see if TSM Evo is going to live up to the hype of their main team. Dissecting the teams at first, we're going to go down from Group A and continue into Group B before I talk about any predictions I may have, so you guys can make little side bets with me. Starting off the groups, we have Absolute Legends North America. Absolute Legends North America is comprised of Legendary Josh, Kiko Me Please, Sneaky Castro, and Naya. They used to have J-Pack as their support character, but they've recently dropped him, so we really don't know who is going to be playing support for them right now. The organization themselves have undergone so many changes since League of Legends has been introduced as a game. They really have just relatively unknown players who solo queue at very high ELOs at this point in time. So not too much is known about the new Absolute Legends North America roster, which makes it very interesting to see how they're going to be doing as a relative underdog in the first ggClassic tournament. If I had to choose one character on the team I would be looking out for, it would be Kiko Me Please. He's known for not only being able to play AP carries and supports, but has always been known to play Pantheon and Wukong. Two top laners we don't see all too often. With recent swings in the metagame, you gotta be prepared for potential surprising picks that this guy could possibly throw out in a high-stakes tournament like the ggClassic. It is a round-robin format in the group stages, so if he's going to pick something very, very weird to fit into an interesting team composition, look for it in the early games, starting really, really early on the ggClassic. Moving on to our next team, we have Team Dynamic. Now, Team Dynamic is known to be extremely aggressive, high-risk, high-reward play kind of team. Their jungler Nintendo X, top lane Zion Spartan, AD carry and Zig, support player Pixel, and mid lane Paradoxical all reflect this strategy. They've taken down some top-seeded North American teams as the youngest League of Legends team to compete. Now, if you guys don't know who Team Dynamic is, you might remember them as the old Monomatic Esports team, famous for sweeping M5 2-0 in an IPL qualification match. If I had to pick one player on Team Dynamic to look out for, it is going to be their jungler Nintendo X. One of the most aggressive players on Team Dynamic, which is a team full of aggressive players to begin with. He's been known to play different high-risk, high-reward junglers such as Olaf, Riven, Olaf, and did I forget Olaf? Because he really freaking likes Olaf. So be expecting to see a lot of Olaf bans against Team Dynamic, and if the team does not, well, expect them to be in for a world of pain due to Nintendo X's axes. Next team I'm going to talk about a little bit is Curse North America. Another top-tier North American team that has been around for a very long time. St. Vicious, Westrice, Cop, Elements, and Nijaki now comprise the lineup for Curse North America. They're all a very aggressive team comp in nature, but heads up in their engagements. They're not necessarily going to be running into a very dicey situation unless they feel extremely confident. A recent move into a team house seems to be solving some communication issues they had where these kind of team engagements would go awry because of this. If one person I had to look out for on Curse, it is going to be the recent jungle edition of St. Vicious. Always a fan of his controlled junglers, St. Vicious has been playing around with a bunch of champions in the jungle no one else has really touched as of recent time. Expect to see few fan favorites like Jungle Hecarim, but also surprising picks like Jungle Cho'Gath with some very creative plays out of the jungle. Curse North America is in a very strong position right now. In the past IPL qualifiers as well as TSM invitationals, they've looked extremely strong, making it to the semifinals or longer in either tournament. So make sure, guys, you gotta watch out for Curse. It's their time to shine. Speaking of TSM Invitationals, let's take a look at TSM Evo. The jungler Unstoppable, top lane Wings of Death, AD carry Aframu, support Natwin, and mid lane of Salsi. TSM's B team has a hefty roster of names out to prove something for themselves. Everybody in the community knows who they are, and they want to be reflective of why they get this. They feature solid play styles and a mix of farm and aggression. Their weakest asset, however, has been pointed out by many fans and the team themselves, is their jungle presence. So this is something that teams can abuse, and we're going to have to see if the Evo boys can really work on to basically make them into a more solid team. Now the player everybody and myself wants to look out for on TSM Evo is of course their AD carry Aframu. He's known to love playing uncanny AD carries. He loves Sivir, he's been playing Draven, and he has a Varus guide that pops up all over the Solomid website. So expect Aframu to put on a show in the bottom lane while outclassing some of the best AD carries that North America, Europe, and Asia have to offer in this tournament. Speaking of European teams, Counter Logic Gaming Europe makes an appearance in the ggClassic this time around. Their jungler Snoopy, top lane of Wicked, AD carry Yellow Pete, support of Crepo, and mid lane Froggen. Proving themselves as one of the best top European teams, CLG EU boasts some of the quote-unquote best players for their respective roles on the European server. Many North American teams claim that Europe is behind in strategies, but many teams have begun trying ideas seen by these European teams. And one of the players that does not demonstrate this any better is the player I have to look out for, Froggen. He's the mid lane powerhouse, known for characters such as Anivia. Froggen has set a staple for many AP nids that no one can contest. Innovative in his item choices, no one in the North American scene comes close to his builds, but can they beat them? Froggen's also been known for playing a very powerful AP mid Kog'Maw in recent amounts of time, so it's going to be very interesting how these North American teams try to stack up against this big, powerful European nine. Last in Group A is Team Legion. Their jungler Lotamortis, top lane Cruiser the Bruiser, AD carry Damundal, support character Inubish, and mid lane choice of Prolly round out their roster. Things to watch for: they've been on the upswing after a little bit of a small slump, including multiple substitution needs at tournaments like MLG Anaheim. They have a powerful early game, are known to fall off towards the mid game, and for some reason seem to really like playing from behind and winning in the late game stage of everything. This is very reflective in their games against Curse, as it looks like Curse may come out ahead, Legion steps up and all of a sudden will take a series away from Curse before Curse knows what is going on. The player I have to look out for on this team, as much as I love Cruiser the Bruiser in the top lane, has to be Damundal. He's one of the top AD carries on the North American server right now. Just take a look at his match history. He can play every single traditional AD champion as well as the next person. He's able to generate a large CS lead while continuing to harass on opponents, and a lot of this credit also has to go to his support character Inubish, who's been known to play a very good Soraka and a very good Sona. This has been Group A's recap for now, and just taking a look at it, compared to Group B, I have to say it's a little bit of a weaker bracket. Now what's going to be happening is two of these teams are going to advance, I believe, to the next day or next series of games in the following weekend. And if I had to choose the two teams coming out of Group A, I'm going to say CLG EU definitely has to be one. If they are the top European team, they are going to make it out of Group A with ease, potentially taking every single match of theirs. Now, a little bit of a closer call is going to be who the number 2 ranked team is going to be, and the hype leads me to believe that TSM Evo should be that team. But with the rise of teams like Curse and Team Dynamic in the scene, you're never really going to know who's going to be able to take it. Legion is a little bit of a sleeper pick, and unfortunately, Absolute Legends North America, I don't think they're going to come even close. So it's really going to be a tie between the 4 other North American teams in this bracket to see who's going to come out ahead, but my gut instinct really has to give it to Team Dynamic. This is going to let us start off with Group B. So the first team we are going to be discussing is For Not Fire. The jungler One Bad Brad, top lane of Tricks, AD carry Parole, support Zekin, and mid lane Takashi X. Don't forget guys, For Not Fire was the second place team in the first ggClassic back when they had the aid of a jungler named Dan Din. Many roster changes since then leave a very strong and solidified lineup. Some players on this team though have a few key characters that other teams will try to target ban out to make them forced into a different role. Now one of these guys with a key character and one of the guys I want to look out for on For Not Fire is going to be their mid laner Takashi X. Normally considered a very strong pick in the Asian scene, Takashi X has been playing a very strong Twisted Fate as of lately, making very powerful ganks into the top and bottom lane using that teleportation spell, as well as his powerful Morgana pick. So Takashi X, I'm looking at you to help For Not Fire try to break it out of this very, very powerful B group. Coming up next in Group B, we have a preview for Mortal Teamwork North America, just in case you guys had no idea what MTW stood for. The jungler Xfinity, top lane, Holy It's Dawn, AD carry Balls, technically, support Muffin Cutie, and mid Mandatory Cloud. Look out guys, the originators of the Jarvan Leona kill lane and the bottom lane are back in this tournament with a vengeance. One of the most entertaining teams to watch, all their players can pretty much play each other's roles at a very, very high skill cap. And the recent addition of Holy It's Dawn looks A+. Unfortunately, we bid adieu to one of my favorites in the community, Atlanta, from this team, but Holy It's Dawn looks to be holding his own in the top lane. However, that is not the guy I am wanting to look at when I look at Mortal Teamwork North America. I'm looking at Balls. Having played many different lanes, Balls is used to getting a lot of CS in different ways, so he brings kind of a different perspective to the AD carry role, which can be seen in his very aggressive Ezreal play. On top of this, Balls has literally been putting the team on his back in recent tournament play, up until the IPL face-off qualifiers that just went on a couple hours before recording this video. He helped carry his team as Ezreal into the winners bracket finals and secure a spot to a $40,000 tournament trip to San Francisco. That's fantastic. One of the teams everybody's going to be talking about in this tournament is the Taipei Assassins. The jungler Lil Balls, top lane Stan Lee, AD carry Baby is a Dog, support Mistake, and mid lane Toys. They're touted as one of the best teams in the world by so many professional players. They kind of have this passive farm style with key aggression from good junglers like Alistar. They also have very interesting top lane choices from Stan Lee, including the likes of a solo top Cassiopeia. That's something we don't see all too often. However, the big star of the Taipei Assassins has to be the player I'm going to be looking out for the most, and that is Cullinan, because she's the most attractive professional League of Legends player in the business. But seriously guys, if you want to be keeping your eye on anybody in the Taipei Assassins, it's going to be Stan Lee in the top lane. He has some of the most unorthodox choices. It's going to be very interesting to see how the North American teams respond to this with their typical North American top lane choices like Vladimir or Lee Sin or Kale. It's going to be interesting guys. Moving on in Group B, we're going to be coming upon a team that's been on the rise recently. Orbit Gaming with their jungler High, top lane Yazuki, AD carry Nintendosh, support character Lemon Nation, and mid lane Nubby Pooh Bear. They're on a huge upswing after placing first in both the Leaguepedia Invitational and the last TSM Invitational as well. They're able to adapt in the middle of a series to their opposing team's strategies and come back extremely strong. This is a talent that not a lot of teams in the scene have, and it's working out tremendously for them. One of the characters I'm going to look out for on Orbit Gaming though is the jungler High. He's a very powerful jungle Alistar, as well as he boasts a pretty strong jungle Nocturne. High can be an aggressive player when he wants to, that'll win games not only through the ganks, but through generating map presence for his team. He's one of the few junglers I see consistently buying wards for his team, past the enemy team getting an Oracle's Elixir. It's fantastic to keep dominating your team with map presence. If you can see where they are, then you know where they're not. That means you can judge where you're going to be and how you're going to move and just beat them through vision. It's ridiculous, and no one does it better than High in the jungle. Let's break out some of the big boys, ladies and gentlemen. CLJNA, also known as CLG Prime. Their jungler Hotshot GG, top lane of Voy Boy, AD carry Double Lift, support Chowster, and mid lane GG. Look out, guys. They are the old guard of League of Legends in this tournament, with many new and unseen faces floating around for the teams. CLG, currently in Korea, could ping hurt them during the tournament? I don't know. In their group, they're going to have to face off against the Taipei Assassins anyway, so it's not really like they're too far away. Claiming to be dominating Asian teams in scrimmages, could we see something new out of the tried and true CLG team? However, I'm going to be looking at Voy Boy when it comes to this team. The top laner is the latest CLG member, but we haven't seen too much of him in the tournament play. Could he be the player to replace Hotshot's farm style and make CLG more aggressive? Or has he changed his own style since the last time we saw him with Dignitas? I think he's going to be a key factor from CLG North America in the ggClassic this time around. Last but not least, we'll be finishing off with another CLG team, the third one of this tournament, CLG Black. Their jungler Zuna, top lane Psycho Sid, AD carry Hood Stomp, support character Bloodwater, and mid lane of Link. CLG's second North American team. They're comprised of members from many other teams. We've seen them recently not quite live up to the hype of their North American and European brothers, so they got something big to prove in their group of big names during this League of Legends scene tournament. One of the guys that's going to carry them through that is going to be their AD carry, Hood Stomp. He was the leader for his old team, Hood Stomp Graves GG, which was the former #1 ranked team on the North American ladder. With good decision making and a powerful AD carry that rivals the CS of Chaos and Afromu, keep tabs on the bot lane for the CLG B team, ladies and gentlemen. Taking a quick look at this group, it is a very tough call. What I want to say, if I have to pick two teams to advance, the Taipei Assassins, if they live up to their hype and their In The Zone credit, as you see Little Balls on a very powerful Alistar of an episode of In The Zone, I have to say that they're going to advance out of this group. Now, between the rest of the teams, it's going to come down to CLG Prime and MTWNA. If either of these teams can defeat each other, I think that means they're going to be advancing. Got to be careful, though. In a round-robin tournament, CLG Prime could lose to MTWNA but beat everybody else and still get in the tournament, where if a team like Fortnite, who's given MTW problems in the past, or Orbit, who's continually rivaling MTWNA in the most recent online tournaments, can take them out, I think that could catapult CLG Prime forward. I wouldn't count Orbit out either. They're my sleeper pick in this one. And that, in addition to CLG Black, I think it's really going to come down to breakers of this round-robin group stage, with Taipei Assassins being the clear 5-1, or maybe even, what is this? No, 4-1 or 5-0 victor in Group B. So those are my teams and predictions, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you've enjoyed them. Hopefully you're pumped and excited for the ggClassic this coming weekend, and then the finals for the following weekend. So guys, right now, if I had to pick 4 teams on this list that are getting out of there, it's going to be CLG EU, Team Dynamic, Taipei Assassins, and CLG Prime heading into weekend number 2. So ladies and gentlemen, comments below. Let me know who you think is going to advance, and let me know what matches you are the most hyped to see. Once again, don't forget to tune into ggChronicle.com for up-to-date information on not only the games going on if you can't catch the streams, but also the full schedule for your LeagueCraft ggClassic 2 presented by Arcade. Ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Optimus Tom. Make sure you follow myself at Optimus Tom on Twitter, in addition to ggChronicle at ggChronicle for all your League of Legends needs, guys. Enjoy the tournament, and we'll see you next weekend.